Hold up. Say it again. Kid got what he deserved. I agree, man. He he attacked civilians. He was gonna attack them. He got what he deserved. The anime made me feel slightly bad for him, at least for Killer, at least. But I mean, I already kind of felt bad for Killer, but the anime did make me feel slightly bad for him. But at the same time, only so much because it's like he did it to himself. Like I do think that was a good touch with the whole Flash. The whole alternate universe delusion thing with Killer, but that was a good touch. But what? Mhm. I mean, he took down Big Mom with Law's help, so he thought he could take down Shanks. He didn't know how strong Shanks was. To be fair, nah, they just sold him out. That was crazy. They just was willing to give up the Poneglyph. I want to talk about the episode though. I want to say something. The one flaw of the episode though is that this is some bullshit right here. I'll tell you this. I went back, unless I'm missing something. Killer was not there in that shot. Yeah, he's supposed to have gotten, try to get Key out the way or whatever, or tank the hit, but he was nowhere in that shot. Even if you pause it, he's nowhere. I didn't see him at least. He's nowhere to be found. Another thing. I'll say this real quick. I'll let you talk in a sec. Another thing too. My other issue is that. Oh, let me check the stream action. Make sure people can hear you. That would be kind of
I'll be like, "Who are you talking to?"
right. That'd be crazy. Let me
It's like
see.
I
Hold on, because I
it's
just
like
thought
I've
about it.
become sensitive.
Because you don't never know with these streams, cat. Hold on, bro. Here we go again
I'm
with
just a
this.
figment of your imagination.
Hold up. Let me see. Is it a core on YouTube? Oh, it's on private. Oh shoot. Wait a minute. That would be strange, cat.
Oh, well.
Talk ag-
It happens.
Hold on, No, I mean it's not an issue.
Here we
I
go
mean it's
again. I'm
just
just a
all I gotta
figment
do
of
is
your
make it public.
imagination.
Hold up. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Is it a core on YouTube? All I gotta do is make it public. Let me see. Where's the
Oh, it's
public
on
thing though?
private.
Oh shoot. Wait a minute.
I have a feel I'm not gonna say anything beyond this, but I have a feeling the other issue you have with this episode is probably gonna be the I don't wanna say issue that I had, but something that I
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, dude. Seriously, please wait a minute. The kid, hold on to that dot. I swear to God, I'm almost there, bro. I'm just freak. I'm finna make it public. I promise you, bro. Hold up.
I mean, in your defense, it's also really late, so if you accidentally did that because you're
What the freak? Internet? Yo, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yo, my internet had messed up or something. Okay. So, uh, talk again. Yo, can you hear me now? Yo, cat, talk
Yep.
again.
I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm finna
Yo.
stream. I'm finna see if you come from the stream. So talk again. Yo, you hear me now? Yo, can I talk again? Okay, so I'm finna see the stream. Okay, so it's really weird because on OBS it shows no bars for you showing up, but on my end, but when I went to the stream, I could hear you, so I don't know what that's about. It's like you're a ghost or something. Um, because on the stream I can hear your voice, cat, but on OBS it shows your voice not going off, so I don't know what that's about. You heard me?
Corazon, man.
Your Corazon?
Yeah, I hear you.
That's about. It's like you're a
Yeah, he's
ghost.
silent.
Um, 'Cause on the stream I can hear your voice, cat, but on OBS it shows your
Disrespected
voice
kid in
not
law
going
put me
off,
in
so I
that
don't know
damn
what that's
room.
about. You heard me?
I'm messing with his boy.
Okay, yeah, yeah, we're good, bro. We're good. So, my other problem with the episode was that was Shank's betrayal. I didn't like that they were trying to portray Shanks in this villainous light. That was my other problem with the episode. But that's a personal opinion. Um,
Really? You thought they were? You thought the episode did that? Hmm.
I feel like he was being portrayed in the villainous light a little bit, like the way he looked at the end, the dark music while he was walking up. I feel like Shanks was being portrayed in a heroic light, really. I mean, I don't know if either one. I don't think Kid was portrayed in a heroic light either, but I definitely think it was kind of supposed to be like, damn, Shanks is being ruthless a bit that they was trying to go for, and I also like he seemed to be really fake. Um, like I don't know if you got the vibes off too, or you really pay attention, but like when them people like were like praising him and stuff, it seemed like Shanks was like kind of annoyed by them, like he didn't actually like them. Um,
I could see that.
Especially how he was smiling and stuff. His smiles felt fake. Like oh my god, these people are annoying. Like he doesn't like his fans or his audience or whatever. That could either be a
Yeah,
good thing and shows he's really wants to be humble, or it could be a bad thing, shows that he's kind of puts on a face, or like that's how I feel like the
it,
episode's
it,
trying to make him look like. Um,
I'll I'll be honest. Like the way I look at that is, and 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 obviously, I don't really have much evidence to support this idea. But what if he secretly loathes
yeah, we're talking
his
about the episode too, man. I know you want to get into theories and stuff, but we're still talking about the
No,
episode.
I'm just talking about the scene in question.
Okay, okay.
What
Because
if
I'm not. I
the
don't remember if he
reason
was
why?
like that. I don't remember if his attitude was like that in the manga. He felt more genuine in the manga to me. Like in anime, he was like his smiles felt fake and he felt
Yeah,
annoyed.
they do take liberties with the anime. They definitely take liberties. Um, but no, maybe maybe that scene. Another way to potentially look at it could be that Shanks secretly. I don't want to say hates the position he has and the fame he has, but you know maybe it's like he secretly loathes having that position, and he kind of forces himself to be like in a happy mood when people are praising him, but it's like deep down he's like I really don't. Pretty much how a pacifist would feel if they were forced to use violence.
I can see that.
It's
I,
like it had to be done. I don't like it,
yeah,
but it had to be done. And as for the whole villainous thing, yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from there. Maybe Oda
especially how he looked
told
in the
the
end. He was so
animators
angry
something.
looking at the end, bro. Like he had already won,
That
but
it is kind of interesting because it's like
I don't think
they
Luffy
only
would look like that after winning a fight. But what you finna say?
like I know this is technically off topic, but I'm just saying this because it does relate to that scene. Um,
Uh,
the only one I can remember Shanks ever having any legit hate for is Blackbeard. So for him to have that kind of look on his face towards Kid is a bit odd. It's like you act as though Kid just murdered like your entire family and you were getting
Well, he saw
revenge
the
on him. Like,
future. He saw the future him doing it. I think it's
yeah,
fine with him being angry while he's doing the attack and stuff, being serious. But it's like afterwards, like, bro, you already won. Why you still look so serious? It was hype. It was cool,
exactly
but it's
right.
like I was like, damn, bro. I feel like Shanks is kind of being betrayed, a bit villainous. I feel like he was kind of being. I felt he like I don't know. Like I said in my reaction. I don't know if you'll ever check it out. Whenever I end up posting it, but I said in my reaction. I feel like there were some kid fans on set because the whole sad music and stuff. Like
Maybe
I feel like he was being portrayed like in a bit more sympathetic light. Um, like the whole sad
Kid
music and all that. I was like, there must be some kid fans on set.
Kid flat out looked like a depraved lunatic to me in this episode. I don't know if
Oh,
it's just the way he's designed, if it's like the Jokerish kind of face he has,
well,
but
the future
he looked
Dane was definitely like he was portrayed as a lunatic in that part. Yeah, during the future, which was
um
very cool how they did it, like the zoom in and the crazy colored eye circles and all that. That was pretty dope. That's the same, by the way, I'm pretty sure it's the same animator that did Lucci versus Gear 5 Luffy because Luffy's they had that same type of effect during that fight. Just a side note. So I'm pretty sure it's the same animator. But
makes sense.
Kid did look unhinged.
Um
Shanks looked unhinged too though. Them smiles look incredibly fake, bro.
yeah, um
And honestly, I loved seeing Dorian Broglie again. Like I wish they would put that much work into some of the Straw Hat scenes, but that's a whole
yeah.
different
Yeah.
like the Zoidberg was getting so much gas for cutting the ship, but you can't spare half the animation for Sanji and Chopper or any of the other crew members when they fight. Whatever. Uh,
Yeah, it's
I mean, they just happened to be on board. The animators already happened to be on board to animate the Shank stuff. So of course, I guess like since Zoidberg are in that chapter, they would have to have to have a great scene too. Uh,
I don't
I did like the part
again
where they slash and then you see the dolphin or whatever, the little sea animal. That was dope.
golf. Oh,
Yeah,
Dorian Broggie.
yeah.
It looked like a dolphin made out of like fire,
Oh no, it was just
didn't it?
fire because of what was going on above the water.
Right, but it almost looked like they were sending like a blast of fire at the ship.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's how that the anime likes to do stuff. They love their aura.
of I know it was completely unnecessary, and it's a bit weird for me to be praising this, but when that bird like took shape, I'm guessing it was a griffin.
Oh yeah,
When I think it
yeah.
was when Shanks draws his sword, I was like, "Oh, that's freaking awesome!" Like completely unnecessary, but I just at first I thought, are they going to give him a new attack where he sends like a freaking griffin made of hockey at Kid? That's what I
Well,
thought at first.
the first thing I thought was like, oh, it's kind of like a Mihawk, uh, which maybe
What
that's
do you mean?
why it
Did
was
he
put
do
in,
something?
huh?
Did Mihawk like draw his sword and a hawk appeared?
No, no, I don't remember that ever happened. I was just saying, like, maybe that was like a homage to his rival or something. Like,
Could be, yeah, could be. Also, I mean also interestingly enough, Mihawk's like a hawk and Shanks is a griffin. And both have wings.
right?
That's I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool to me. Like I never
Both,
realized
yeah,
that
both are
before.
birds, so
Um,
they both got wings. Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Shanks Conquerors was
I
very interesting. What'd you say?
yeah, I do not remember Shanks in the manga when he did Kamasari. I assumed in the manga that he was just standing on the island and swung and sent the slash like as a blast. I didn't remember him jumping onto Kid's ship.
and then slashing up.
And yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
that no, that
remember
happened in the
that.
manga. I don't know if in the manga if he jumped from like I don't think we saw him jump from ship to ship like that. That was pretty cool. I like the part when he swung
That's
on that
pretty awesome.
little rope because when he swung on that
Yeah,
rope that reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean. That was like
yeah, when Jack
that
Sparrow does that.
yeah, that was like some true pirate stuff right there. That was cool. He swung on that rope.
Oh hell yeah,
Um, but
absolutely.
he
That's
did
why I
like
love it.
leap from his ship if I remember. I'm pretty sure he did leap from his ship to Kid in the manga, but it was like from what it looked like in the manga, it was just like one full like jump from his ship rather than ship to ship.
Yeah,
And also I figured that it was either gonna slow it down or they were gonna have me a cool speed blitz. At first, I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "They're not betraying the speed of it right." But then I was like, "I do like the visuals of him swinging from the ships. I do like that." So
no, you know,
yeah,
would have been awesome. And I know they probably weren't going to do this because you would ask me the question, you know, how I thought they were going to do it, whether they were going to maybe show Kid struggle at all, just to um, just to make it less one sided, which unfortunately they well, I don't know if I should say that because that's that's maybe that's something you'd want to save for the next point, but um I'm honestly I think it would have been pretty sick if they had Kid fire off shots from what was that attack called? Damned Punk. I think it would have been cool if he like fired a few times at Shanks, and while he's running, you had Shanks like dodge out of the way,
that would be
just
pretty
to like
dope.
show his speed. Because he was freaking booking it. I mean, he was moving really fast. Shanks, like
Right.
he was.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that would have helped it be better a bit because you know it does kind of take away from some of Shanks' speed, like in
Mhm.
the manga. Because in the manga, it's just like, but he's like right in front of his face,
yeah,
like it's like
and the whole
he
time
jumps
I'm
from
watching,
one ship and he's like right in front of his face. Instead of having this whole panning time where Kid can see him coming, but
yeah,
for some reason he doesn't try to like stop his attack and throw a punch or something or move out the way. He just stands there
yeah,
and looks at Shanks slice him. Uh,
it. I don't know why, but I also had a random thought about Marineford, and remember how when he blocked, Akanu's attack back then, it looked
yeah,
like he just appeared out of nowhere.
right.
This to me, like seeing him run, and it looked as though Kid didn't even like. I don't want to say it looked like Kid didn't see him coming, but
No, Kid saw him coming.
it's
That's
also
my point. He was looking at him. He was like it like the kid saw him coming from how it looked.
yeah, but was it supposed to be shown that Shanks is just moving so fast that Kid doesn't have enough time to react
Maybe that's
to
what it was
him
supposed to be, but
coming at him?
I swore I saw Kid's
Um,
eyes look scared or something. I swore I saw that, but maybe I need to
yeah,
rewatch it.
um, like that for some reason that made me think back on Marineford when he first appears there, and it's like, okay, so Oda was trying to cement in the well, okay, Oda obviously didn't do the animation here, but it looks like they're trying to cement in the fact that Shanks is not slow. Like Shanks is pretty quick.
But I think a
Um,
better way to portray his speed would definitely be him having to just jump from his ship and be right in front of Kid's face like in 2 seconds.
or maybe even draw a sword and slash so quickly that it looks like it was in one motion. Like
Yeah, like that
slash
would have showed
repeat.
speed. That's what I said. He came off as slower in the anime, but I do like the
Mm,
visuals of it, so I like, I let it
right.
slide. I do like the visuals of him jumping from the ships and the swinging. I thought that was cool. I thought it was an interesting direction of it. So it's not like,
Especially when he jumps back to the Red Force.
oh
Um,
yeah,
you know, because he's standing on that ship as it's burning. I imagine if they had the ship starting to sink, like
yeah.
he just, jumped out of the way of Dorian Braga's attack and just stood there on one side, and then at the very last moment jumped back.
That would have been pretty dope. That'd be pretty
You
dope.
know, like he's just watching as everything is literally sinking, and then
Speaking of that,
at the last moment.
that'd been crazy. That would
Yeah.
even show even more like, like speaking of that, uh how you feel about the part where it's like the slow like walk towards them and he takes the poneglyph?
Oh, you mean when they were pleading with him, the spare, uh,
Yeah,
kid?
yeah.
Uh,
Or is that such a minor scene you really think about?
for some reason, I feel confused about it because I'm trying to remember what happens in the manga. For some reason, I could swear that in the manga, Shanks just more or less grabs it, I think,
I think I remember
and then
that
just
too for
ends
some
his
reason.
knee.
I don't remember the slow walk,
Uh,
like taunting their souls.
but it's like maybe that was just him trying to continue to intimidate them.
That's
Uh,
what I said. Shanks was kind of
um,
like he kind of came off a little bit. He came off a bit villainous too, though, when he said the One Piece too. Like in the I think in both anime and the
yeah,
manga though, he did have like a super serious face when he said something about the One Piece.
yeah, it's
He was like
like
One Piece. I was like, is Shanks the final villain? I mean, even this picture I got up makes Shanks look villainous. Like
yeah. All I-
it.
all I'll say about that is I don't want that to be the case, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if
Oh, I just remembered
Oda
something.
just flipped
I don't know
everything.
what part of the episode it was, but I think Shanks called some of his crew members rats or something. Some of like his weakest
Did
crew
he?
members. Yeah,
Dang.
and that's kind of funny because the whole red hair rat memes.
Yeah, right.
That's
You
kind
know
of
what would be
funny.
hysterical? If Oda took that and ran with it, and the first time we see Shanks actually go out, all out, he reveals that he ate like a mythical rat zone. Could you just imagine if that were to happen?
The mythical Stuart Little or something.
Yeah, and everyone. I wonder what everyone's reaction to that would be. Would they just be like applauding that?
The ancient Ratatouille.
Oh man. Um.
Now, actually, you know what? I just thought of something. Like Loki, what if it's like a rat Zoran that's like a parody off of Jerry to like combat against Luffy?
Oh god. Oh my god. That'd be
Loki,
awesome.
that would be hype. Loki, like,
And then for some random reason, he can just regrow his arm when he's transformed.
yeah, they just like both him and like Luffy use the Toon Force. You know Jerry uses Toon Force. And Tom and Jerry. So
That would be that honestly to me. That would probably be the best fight in the series. Like no contest. Not even just if it was Shanks, but anybody having a power very similar to Luffy's as an adversary, that would be a fantastic fight.
well, yeah, that would be dope. I'm gonna get back to my other point real
Yeah.
quick. But first, what I'm
Mhm.
gonna say, but first I'm gonna say this one off topic thing. We discussed a long time ago. I think it was just me and you. I don't think it
Mhm.
was on a stream, but we suggested that what if Emu has like the contrast of Luffy's power, but like in a dark way or something. Like what if like Emu's kind of like a has like some type of psychopathic man child type of thing, kind of like Majin Buu or something, but not like acting as childish, but like a childish mindset but used
Yeah,
dangerously. We said something like that a long time ago. Um,
I do somewhat remember that. Weren't we kind of talking about like if Emu kind of had like an evil version of Luffy's fruit or like a dark version of Luffy's fruit?
I don't know if we said that exactly, but yeah, it was mostly more or less something like that. You right. It was like we basically was suggesting that what if Emu's powers are like a dark version of Luffy's, or like Emu like a dark version of Luffy in the sense of Emu is also childish, but it's like in a very bad way. Like how children can
Yeah,
like get
like
very
he's
angry about things and like not let it go
he,
and stuff, like throw
not
tantrums, like
not so much Fat Boo, but like Kid Boo, where Kid Boo's just super sadistic and
right, yeah, something like that, yeah. And
like that
like
would be that. I mean, that would be frightening. I
yeah, like
mean,
like like Toon Force in a very dark fashion or something uh it's like the character actually being seriously hurt like when he
he'd,
does it.
he'd basically he'd basically be like the villain from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Dude, that's
Which
perfect.
I would, in all seriousness, I would love that if Emu basically ended up being like uh I don't know what his real name is, but Judge Doom when the
Yeah.
fake eyes pop out of his head.
It's crazy.
Mm,
I just saw something really dark. But what if Emu like could torture people with the Toon Force abilities? Basically, like since you can't die, like basically, characters, they just get like like old school Looney Tunes stuff. They just get like amusing injuries, right?
mhm.
What if a situation where the person like they torture people, they can't die, they just get like amusing injuries, but it still hurts.
That'd be that'd be first of all, that'd make perfect sense for Emu being, the ruler of the Celestial Dragons, and we know how messed up they are for what happened to Ginny and whatnot. But Emu just having the power to do stuff like that, yeah, that'd be perfectly fitting. Um,
Yeah. Like how like Tom or something maybe get hit by an iron and start yelling, but then the next scene like whatever. The next scene like Tom is fine, but like so it's like they
yeah,
can't like die, but it still hurts. Like that would be messed up. Uh
and even after the physical damage is healed, like they would still feel that pain on
yeah,
like a like a
that'd
like
be really
a
fucked up.
psychological level or something. Yeah,
That'd be really fucked up because I mean Tom be getting like smashed, like and stuff.
yeah.
Comes back
I
together,
mean,
but I could see Uma being like some type of fucked up, like dark version like that. But back to the episode. This is a you could argue maybe there's nitpicking, and you wouldn't notice it if you wasn't paying attention, like if you wasn't keeping up with the anime, right? But it
mhm,
hit throughout all Egghead, like almost every different episode, they've been like coming up with like new soundtracks. So it kind of drew me off that this episode mostly had like the same soundtracks from like, because I mean you used to watch enough of the series to know like those soundtracks are like stuff that has been done before. So that's maybe a nitpick, but I was hoping for like some type of special music for the kid and Shank stuff, but instead of what we already always get. Like those are very generic One Piece soundtracks. Except the only one that wasn't, I think that is new, is when you had the sad OST. I think that one was new.
you mean the opening theme?
No, the OST when after the whole vision with Kid and Shanks. I think that was the only that was new.
I mean, I haven't seen the anime in a long time since until this episode, so you
Okay, I'll
probably
just tell
would
you
be
this.
right.
Those OSTs are from Free Time Skip. uh
Oh,
and they play a lot. Like uh the OSTs throughout the episode. Like the dun 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 dun, dun like in the background and stuff like that. That stuff is like super old. So I was a little bit disappointed they didn't have like new music for this event. But yeah.
I
The
think
episode was overall great though. It was great though.
especially like the art style. Because I remember the last I didn't see the episode, but the last thing related to the One Piece anime I saw prior to this episode was the scene when Shanks is on the ship outside of Wano.
Uh-huh.
The animation and art style in this episode blows that out of the water. Like
Hey,
this to me
I know
is
you haven't watched a lot of it, but a lot of WoW has that animation, by the way. Just to let you know.
is because Shanks's hair looking like bright red like that in that scene. How he looks in this episode is how I always want him to look. This is like in this episode. This is how I want every character that was shown in this episode to look for the rest of the series.
That's not gonna be
Like
possible, but yeah, I feel you though.
I know, but I wish it were because this was like the best of both worlds, basically.
Yeah. That's why you need to watch the episode. At least watch the big events because I promise you, the big stuff, like the very important big fights or whatever, big moments, they be animated crazy like this, bro. Like as I said, Luffy versus Lucci had these same animators. Just to let you know, they had the
yeah,
same animators.
I've not I've not seen the episode, but I keep seeing advertisements showing just a small part of that fight. Um,
Oh yeah, I see it too. Yeah, Crunchyroll promotes it with the ads. Yeah, but yeah, I would even suggest us to even maybe if you ain't busy, maybe tomorrow we could like look at it together.
yeah, I've been down for that. Um, sounds like a plan. Uh,
Because I mean, I'm pretty sure the whole fight would be like on YouTube by now. Anyways, too. But
and I know for a fact, not to change subjects or anything, but I know for a fact that um I'm gonna want to do that with when Kizaru and Luffy face off.
oh yeah, that'd be dope. Oh man, oh the anime's finna go crazy, bro. They finna go crazy on that fight. I know it.
And I'm hoping they'll add to it. Like I'm hoping they'll add scenes to it.
Just to let you know, they added a lot to Gear 5. Like they really have fleshed out Gear 5. Like like it's actually you can actually take Gear 5. Like they do a great job mixing the goofy and the seriousness. Like definitely an anime. Uh the anime is bad when it's bad. When it's good, it's good. It's that type of thing. When it's bad, it's like, oh my goodness. Ah, but when it's good, it's good.
With Gear 5, Oda pretty much gave um
Animators, their wet dream, basically. Yeah,
yeah,
you could
like
definitely tell
if
that
they were to
it be so many like stuff in there that's like you can even tell like inspiration from other things. Like when they animate Gear 5, it's crazy. Like the animators be having a lot of
yeah,
fun with it. That's all I would say before you get to see
I
it.
I get the feeling that if they were to have Luffy do things that he didn't in the manga while using Gear 5, I get the feeling that Oda would not have any problem with that whatsoever. I get the feeling he might even be like happy about it. Like, oh, why didn't I think about that?
Oh
Think of
yeah,
that. Um,
they had Luffy grab his face. He can already do that now in the manga. I feel like Luffy could do more Toon Force now because Oda's like, oh, that's a good idea when he saw the anime. Because you remember at first, the Luffy stuff was just like references to like old school cartoons
yeah,
before he could do crazy shit like put his scars back on after they get blown off and all types of crazy shit like that. Like that's probably why Oda had be able to go that far with Toon Force because the anime, like he like before we knew he could like do stuff like that, like grab his scars and put like even that he grabbed his scars and put it back on that was crazy. Before he was shown to do all the anime have him like grab his face or whatever. Uh
Wait, the first time you said Luffy, when you said something about Luffy grabbing his face. For some reason, an image of Luffy pulling his face off to show his skull came into my head.
Oh no, it wasn't like that. It was basically like how the basic features of your face, like your eyes, your nose, your mouth,
Right.
like it
Oh, I
came
know what you're
off.
talking about.
Yeah, that
I
was
just
happened to
I
old
just
school cartoon.
imagined
Yeah.
him. I just imagined him pulling his face off and then like using his laughing skull to scare his opponent, and
Oh,
then
that'd be insane.
have his face that he's holding in his hands like laugh at the same time,
Oh yeah, that'd be
and then
insane.
he puts his head back on.
And
Like,
did Luffy ever grab his eyeballs and put them back in his head when he first fought Kaido in the manga?
uh, I
Because
don't
he
know.
does that in the anime. I know his eyeballs pop out of his head like when he is surprised by Kaido's Burrow blast. But I don't remember if he ever put his eyes back because he had grabbed like his eyes, pop out like the old school cartoon. He had put his eyes back in his head.
I'm surprised they didn't take his eyes and throw them like marbles or something at somebody.
Yeah, maybe the anime didn't want to go that too far yet, just in case. Uh, but
Or has he ever when his eyes have popped out and they've gone back in his head, have they ever like rattled around in his head?
I don't think so. Not yet. It's so ridiculous how we're so casually talking about anime MC as Toon Force. That's really ridiculous when you think about it. The idea of giving your MC
Mm.
Toon Force in an anime manga. Ridiculous in a cool way,
You
but
know?
also like it's crazy when you think about it. Like he literally has Toon Force uh
Mhm.
abilities. But it was one last thing I was gonna say about this episode before I end off on the stream. It was something I was trying to remember. Oh, this small thing. I wonder what those bubbles mean. Cause in the anime they had like after kids sunk, they had bubbles. I wonder if that's supposed to mean like there's a possibility of kids surviving. Uh, or like where they're trying to say that kid that was like his last breath. I wonder which one they were trying to portray there. Uh,
I mean, I don't want to assume that he's dead unless we actually see a scene confirming he's dead. Because
well,
I
spoilers
mean,
for anybody watching. We don't even know if kid's still alive in the anime, but I mean in the manga. But
yeah, yeah,
I'm just wondering what the animators. I just wonder what the mindset of like directors like when they had the bubbles show up in the water after kids sunk. Was that meant to be like, okay, guys, we don't know if kids survive, so we're gonna put into the episode of like a possibility of surviving, or would they try to portray him as dead? I just wonder what was the mindset is all. But yeah,
um,
it's
it
anybody's
could be
guess.
to make it
It's not a right or wrong answer.
yeah, it could be to make it ambiguous. Like,
Yeah,
are the bubbles him taking his last breath, or is it kid somehow hanging on still, and then you know we're not going to see somebody, pull him out of the water and bring him to land, but that's something that'll happen. I don't know. I mean,
right. Something might happen. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think it might. I think it was definitely supposed to be a biggest with that. Because I mean, the way it was portrayed at first, though, it made it like he was dying. The whole vision of Valhalla or whatever. Um,
yep. But then it makes you think, though, because when they pleaded with Shanks to spare him, you'd, you know, you'd assume, or I would assume that, you know, even though we didn't see it, that basically Shanks was going to have either he was going to throw like why can't I remember the name of that that he was maybe going to throw the anchor to Kid so he could grab onto it and they'd like pull him up, or I don't know, cuz I mean
nah, Shane
to me
said
it
fuck.
wouldn't make
No, Shane said fuck it in his crew.
True, but Shanks like accepting the poneglyphs like that to me almost kind of made it seem like Shanks was saying, okay, I'll more or less take these as like part of the agreement, and Beckman will save them or something, and um,
I mean,
I don't know. I
I
don't
think in
know
the
how to
manga,
fan
I
base.
think in the manga he took the point list as well, and then Dorian Broglie destroyed him.
Yeah,
So
I
either
just,
way,
I just, I,
in the manga, he also was ruthless against Kid's crew.
I'm just a little concerned about how the fan base will react if it's confirmed that Kid had died. Um,
I mean, a lot of people
a
don't
lot of
like
people
Kid.
will be
A lot of
angry.
people don't like Kid though.
Oh, okay. I didn't
You
know.
didn't know
Well,
that?
I mean,
You thought he was a popular
I
character?
I know Law's more popular than Kid. I mean, he's definitely one of the most popular characters in the series, Law. Um, but I thought I for some reason I thought the Kid had a decently sized fan base, but I guess not.
I mean, he has fans. I don't know because it is true that sometimes us in the anime community can have our own bubble, our own like hive mind type of thing. But from what I know
Hmm.
from the anime community, like most people shit on Kid or think he's like underutilized as a character. Uh,
Well, yeah,
he has his
that's
fans,
definitely
but
true.
they especially declined after him getting one shot by Shanks. Um, like a lot of people hope that Kid is dead. Uh, and not just for story purposes, but just because they just don't like Kid. They just they think like Kid gets a lot of criticism about I would say this: the anime makes Kid better because it does make his power look cooler every time he uses them. I think the anime.
Oh
I
yeah,
said it before. You never probably saw this, but the anime also makes Big Mom look better too. Like she uses her powers a bit more creatively and things like that. She feels like more of a threat, like on rooftop. Like she actually saves Kaido in the anime. But she helps Kaido out a lot in the anime. Uh, they did do a great job with the CGI on kid stuff and things like that. But Kid does get a lot of criticism for the fact that for ability like magnetism, he very much underutilizes it, which I agree with. As a character, he's kind of bland and just like a very generic, I'm so edgy type of character. Uh, so
yeah, but
I
I
do agree with the
mean,
criticism of Kid. But yeah.
I don't know if I could call him generic in regards to him being edgy, because I mean it's not like he's anything like Sasuke or anything like well, for the most part he's not like Vegeta.
Now
Like he's not
I think
constantly
Sasuke
doing.
and Vegeta are great characters, but
Oh yeah, I would say that just because I'm still a Sasuke fan. Like
we don't know a lot about Kid. That's the thing too. Like
yeah,
he's not really utilized he's not really utilized a good amount or has a good track record for somebody who's supposed to be like a rival type character. Like he has a lot of L's for a rival type character. Like
this is true.
he definitely
Uh,
I think he has a lot of issues as a character. I
I
do
have to
respect
wonder.
I do respect Kid fans though because they're very resilient despite how much the community shits on their favorite character and be like, how can you be fans of this
Mhm.
character? They still love Kid, which I respect for them.
I mean, the way I see it is liking a character doesn't have to have anything to do with how much they do in a story. If you like them, you like, you know. I mean,
Fair, fair,
there's
yeah.
characters I like that, just to give an example, I love Hitsugaya. Yes, I acknowledge that he doesn't have a good track record when it comes to fights, and he doesn't do too much, but it doesn't change my feelings towards him. Um,
Yeah, honestly, I think he's the guy. Nah, I almost say he's worse than Kid. No, he's not worse than Kid. Uh,
Who is?
I said I almost say he's the guy that might be worse than Kid as a character, but I don't think so. Actually, because he's the guy that has some good moments with like Momo and stuff. But
Yeah. Um.
that does kind of remind me of a good episode though, because Killer had his own episode in the anime that shows relationship with Kid, and I thought that episode was pretty good. Uh, it made me like Kid and Killer's dynamic a bit more to the point where
Was that
I did feel sad for them in the episode, but mostly because I like Killer and felt bad for
was
him.
that the one where Killer was where they were in the prison in
Nah,
Wano and
nah, Killer was
and
fighting
Killer
against
was
what's his name? That's when he had his own solo episode when he fought against I think it was Hawkins. I think whoever Supernova Killer fought in Raw, they gave him Killer his own solo episode for that fight. And it was pretty good. It was pretty decent. It was pretty good.
right.
It
Yeah,
like it kind of
the
reminds me of
only
like
one
one of them episodes that you'll see for like a random side character in like cartoons that isn't usually focused on it. What you finna say, Cat?
all I was gonna say is the only thing I can really remember is when Killer was being dunked into that water and Kid was concerned about him drowning.
Oh yeah, it did show he cared about his right hand. Yeah, it was kind of sad to see what
which
happened. That was pretty sad that scene in this episode.
I honestly feel as though not um making I think this is the best way to put it. Not making Kid morally ambiguous was kind of a missed opportunity. You know, make it like, yeah, he's done awful things, but you know, there's depending on why and what his upbringing was and you know his past that could um
Where is that? Well, he got a tragic past where I have to be morally bigoted though.
right, that's true. It's just yeah, well, it's more so you know, depending on what happened in the past could explain why he is the way he is.
It could
Like,
explain, but what makes somebody morally bigoted or morally gray is to have enough good traits to like at times balance out the bad one.
yeah, that's what I was really trying to say is I wish I feel like at one point Oda was gonna do that with him, and he didn't, which you know I just
Which
figured
hurt his
his
character, yeah.
relation. I don't know though, because you know I don't actually remember seeing Kid actually attack innocent people. I only remember people talking about him doing that,
Yeah, it just was
which
words,
is not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like if we look at the Straw Hats, I mean, look at how many people fear them, and we know that with the exception of attacking military bases and um, you know, attacking CP9 and saving Robin, they don't really mess with anyone unless somebody starts stuff with them, you know? Like Luffy doesn't if people didn't antagonize Luffy, he would not mess with them, you know? Um so basically what I'm trying to say is how do we know that the people who may have lost their lives when Kid was around weren't just collateral damage. Like it doesn't excuse his actions, but maybe
I get
they
what you're
just so
saying. I
happen
get
to
what you're
be in the
saying.
area.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Um, I'll say the closest he got was in this episode was just destroying Shank's crew. That's as close as he got to like
Mhm.
being shown as that reason why he got his bounty. I'm be kind of honest. I hope it isn't as noticeable on this other end, but my nose has been running the whole time, bro. So I'm for the end of the
Yeah,
stream.
I
I
know.
think, yeah, you should have said that. But I'm for the end of the stream, bro. I think we had a good discussion about the episode. Probably my nose better tomorrow. Me and you could talk more tomorrow. Maybe even off stream. Uh, but I'm struggling talking. But I did enjoy this talk though. So I'm struggling talking tonight because of my nose though. But
Well, hope you see improvement soon.
But I do that either way. We had a good discussion. And I do want to talk to you off screen, bro. More tomorrow, bro. If I can.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just
Whenever.
I've been blowing my nose, holding back. This shit is crazy, bro. But yeah, man. Maybe the rat infected my nose. I don't know. Uh,
I don't know either.
yeah. We'll see y'all next time, bro. Peace, like, strike. Oh, stay tuned for this one. And give me your ratings of the episode down below. My rating would be like a 9, 10. Cat, what would be yours?
Honestly, I'm more or less in line in that same train of thought. 9 or 10 around there. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool.
Um.
Cool, cool. If you get this episode a 7 or less, you're a rat. Peace, like, strike. Stay tuned for this one. I'm kidding. I respect other people's opinions, but seriously, a 7? You gotta really explain yourself in the comment section if you give him this episode a 7. But yeah, peace. Unless you're just, I guess, super kid fan. Even if you're a kid fan. I mean, kid, he got his props. He got a good written, sad